So you can start.
So, thesis number 2. It is appropriate for schools to discipline kids by means of rules, but not the way the principal did it, with punishment. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree with that.
Why?
Well, firstly, I'm going to appeal to my personal opinion. I suffered from some kind of bullying at school when I was younger, and I don't know. I think that the way Mrs. Trunchbull punished the students wasn't correct, because Roald Dahl, when he was a kid, he was I don't know, he was quite pranky, you know. Pranky is he liked to make jokes.
Yes.
And he used to get punished every time. So according to that, I think that schools I don't know, don't have to punish their students, but there is a set of rules that the students have to follow, but Mrs. Trunchbull in the book didn't follow them, you know.
Okay, but where?
It's not the way to punish the students as you
Okay, I agree that it's not the way.
it's
But-
yeah, it's not the way.
But in that year,
Yeah,
I think that the things were
quite different.
quite different. So, okay, I disagree with the kind of punishment that we can see in the book, but I think that all schools need a kind of punishment, because if a kid don't understand what you want to teach them, and even if he don't want to
Learn.
yes, so you need to do other things
Yeah,
that
you need
you
to
don't like, but
exactly.
you
You
have
need
to.
you need to figure out a way to make students understand,
Yes, girls, what
not
do you
through
think?
punishment.
I think that kids have to, they have to understand that, you know, the world, we have rules that we have to follow, and but it's not the way that with kids, and you have to learn in that way. You have to teach in that way. I think that with kids we have to be a little soft and try to different way to teach them what is good or bad, or what they have to do and they haven't to do.
Yeah.
Tommy, what do you think?
In my opinion, I believe that there always exists a way to make a person to understand a rule, and not the way that Miss Trunchbull did it.
Yeah.
It was rude
Rude
and
cruel.
aggressive.
Yeah,
rude.
and aggressive. Yeah.
And we are persons, and we have to respect each other. And kids is the most important, because they are little and innocent. So it
Yes.
was,
She thought she was the boss though.
Yes.
I don't know. It's not the way. It's
It's
not the
not
way.
the way.
But as you said, it has to. There has to be a punishment. But for example, we I don't know. Maybe it would be necessary to appeal to marks or grades, or just a sad face on your notebook.
Or a note, as
Yeah,
we
but
know.
but
Yes.
not but not through beating.
Yes, of course.
or maybe call the parents.
Yeah, and talk to them.
Yes.
Talk to
So
them.
we agree that we need a kind of punishment, but not that kind of
Yes,
punishment.
Yes,
because there always exists a solution, conversation.
exactly.
I think that she doesn't realize that she was teach little kids,
Yeah.
and she does things that she was
Like
teaching
military.
like military, because she was really rude and
Yeah, the
as
prob-
you say.
The problem is that she was used to that. She was used to
Yes.
punish because her I don't know, Matilda's professor, Mrs. Trunchbull was in charge of her when she was young, and she used to punish her every time. So that's why Matilda's professor didn't punish her students, because she didn't want to be like Mrs. Trunchbull.
Of course,
Yeah.
from her experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So we agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
The
go to the sixth.
thesis number 6.
Who's going to read it?
Children
You're going to.
with higher intellectual potential should not be promoted to another level in schools because their development need to be in the company of people whose age is similar in order to give a natural course. You agree or disagree?
I'm afraid I disagree with that thesis.
Okay, why?
Because children have to, they don't have to skip the natural courses because they have to follow them. Because if you skip a level or a course, you are you are leaving some factors that are important to develop.
Cool. Fran, what do you think? Do you agree or disagree?
I'm quite in the middle, because as Camille says, with that children pass another course, and they are keep they are doesn't learning important things that no, just like I don't know, maths or language. They are kind of values that are teaching in this level,
Yeah.
so they just don't learning that.
Okay.
I totally disagree with that thesis.
Why?
First of all, because students with more potential than others are always a step, are always I don't know, in a higher level. You know, they always know more than the others, and we as future teachers have to take advantage of that and promote them and give them the skills to develop the knowledge. But the problem is that they are restricted to a program.
Okay.
They are restricted to a program because they have to follow it. But I disagree because, appealing to my personal opinion and my personal experience as well, I've always been a good student. At school, I used to get the higher. I'm sorry. I used to get the higher marks.
Okay.
I'm not being arrogant though.
Used to?
Yeah.
You have?
No.
Okay,
no.
yeah.
But at school, I mean, at school. Yeah, and and I was never promoted because I had to follow the program. I had to follow the rules of the school, and there's no other way to develop knowledge but learning at home, maybe.
Okay.
For example, I don't know, Matilda wasn't promoted by her parents, but she did it. She was promoted at school, but also on her own, because she used to go to the library every day. So she was, I don't know, I wouldn't say better, but she was in a higher level.
Okay.
But also she was restricted to the program. That's the problem.
Okay. I'm gonna give my opinion. I understand your point of views, but I think that this is teachers' responsibility nowadays. I think that if you have a student in a higher level, you need to cover all the needs that student have, and not promote. I mean, in the book you can see that the teacher, Matilda's teacher, wanted to teach something more, something, I don't know how to say it. Something more different of the program, but the system don't allow her to do it.
Yeah.
But if she can do it, she will do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I think that as a teachers, we have to think that probably we will have students as Matilda in a higher level,
Yeah.
and we need to cover all the needs.
Of course, not exactly like Matilda.
Of course, something like that.
As we can see in the book, Miss Honey really has good intentions to promote Matilda, but Trunchbull doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good decision to not promote her, because if you promote a little child to another cause, you are left behind important factors.
But why not to promote it? Why not to promote the student if he or she has a higher level? Why not?
But you
Because
don't
there
especially
is-
have to promote. You can give more extra homework to this student.
You need to
as
cover
Miss
what he
Honey
need, what
do,
she need.
Yeah,
to
but
have,
that. Go on.
develop their higher level with more material, with more homework. Maybe try to focus these kids to their interests, and keep it in the same course, but giving more attention
Yeah,
Yes.
but
to
I-
their needs.
Okay, if you promote that girl, you are also skipping things that has to do with her age.
Why? No,
maybe
I don't think so.
It sounds
Yes.
wrong, but you can use this kid to make the class, I don't know, more interesting with that.
Yes.
With
Yes.
the
Yeah, but you could see in the book that Matilda used to get bored at school because she already knew the content.
Yeah, but
So why not to promote her? Why not? Because she already knew the content, and she used to get bored every time.
But you, in that case, you can give more, I don't know, another homework, or maybe Matilda could help their classmate who doesn't understand, because she hasn't really knew.
Are we on time?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.